Okay, last video. So this last one I just wanted to do to show you um, how to get some help on instructional grouping. And so we already talked about in PLC, and again, if you haven't had it yet, we'll hear this to come. Um, but next week we're going to do some workshopping on creating intervention cycles. So when you go to do small groups, meaningful, targeted small groups, you're not guessing, okay, which group am I pulling? What am I doing with this group? So that's what I want to be able to do with you next week. But in sort of helping you with that, I want you to go to reports and then class, and then you'll go to instructional groupings. Again, I'm going to pick reading. I'm going to click McKay because she's been my go-to all week. So here's some things that I thought were interesting, and I looked at quite a few teachers actually before this. But obviously, notice here they give you a group of a set of 5 groups, which is pretty typical. But one of the things I thought was interesting was because the gap is so large this year, I think due to COVID, um, the groups for group 1 are rather large because we see a lot of kids on kinder and first and doing a lot of things with phonetic work because that's where we're at. They've missed a lot of school. And obviously, you can't have 14 kids in a group. That's no longer a small group. So that's one challenge to the instructional grouping, which I would like to break down in our workshop next week because I think I would rather base it on grade. So for instance, like if half of these kids are doing phonetic work on kindergarten and the other half are doing phonetic work on first grade level, you might be able to break that in half and make a group 2 in a way that seems reasonable. The other thing that is interesting, so if you click on grouping 1, it'll obviously give you all those kids, how they performed in the domains. So like your phonetic and your vocabulary and your literary informational. Um, but then underneath here, it'll give you like a description of basically where this group is at. And again, if they're phonetic, they're group 1. Um, and then it'll kind of give you, in my opinion, a very broad kind of breakdown of what you could do with them next. The phonics and the vocabulary stuff I actually think is pretty decent. What becomes a little vague is when they get to the actual clear instruction for skills. They might be like, cover all of grade 2. Um, and I know, realistically speaking, from my own classroom experience, that's too much. And I don't know where to go from that because I'm not doing all of grade 2. Like, it's just too much. And so I think keep an open mind when you go to this instructional groupings tool. Like, again, it's helping you with grouping, kind of lets you know where they're at. But I would really focus on, again, when you go to, like I showed you in the first video, an individual child, go to their lowest domain and kind of see what those 5 next steps areas are. And it'll tell you specific lessons like lesson 1, 2, and 3 for informational text. I think that's really helpful, and that's what I've used in the past because it kind of lets me know, okay, this is exactly where I need to be going, and I'm not killing myself trying to guess. So there's that.